Get on the same page here. Well, I'm not even talking about healing yet. We're just talking about attention. You're way ahead of me. We're just talking about attention, and it applies to all of training. I mean, if you're a teacher and you're in front of a classroom and your class is not paying attention, you can't teach them anything. Okay? We're not talking about what subject we're teaching yet. We're just talking about attention. So the first thing I want you to tell me is, if I touch you, where did your brain go? Right there. Okay. So whatever thought you have in your head at the time I touch you, it goes to the touch. Okay. This is for most people and dogs, which is why if you want them to learn something and you're praising them verbally, don't touch them. Okay, and a lot of people will do is go, good dog, and we get a massage. And the dog's like, oh, that feels so good. What was I doing? So I say to people, when you are rewarding them or praising them for something they've done that's good, and obviously this is more likely to happen when they're next to you, because if they're away from you doing something, you're going to run over and pet them. But it happens when they're close. If you're petting them to praise them, you end up distracting them from the thought that you want them processing. Now, because I know that touch interrupts whatever she's thinking about, I can use it when I'm trying to get attention. So, I would like you to focus on your dog. And you see what the natural inclination of just touching is. You come back. So what we want to do is use touch with dogs to bring them back to us, to interrupt whatever they were thinking about. You know, the dog sniffing on the ground or looking away, whatever, and just touch. And I'm not petting. Okay, I'm touching. I call it an AT&T correction. Reach out and touch someone. Okay. Because the instant you touch them, and you can touch them anywhere on the dog, and you'll find certain places that are more effective than others. But you know, like if I touch you here, it might be more effective than if I touch you here. But it's very hard. So if you were going to try and tune me out, look at that camera. Very hard to tune me out, isn't it? I'm not saying anything. I'm not putting food in your face. I'm just touching you, and you come back. Okay, so that's the basic principle behind getting a dog's attention. And can we implement it in healing? Yes, but we can also implement it in other things. Okay. So, do you have her attention when you're just hanging out with her? Yeah, like if you just brought her up here, would she pay attention to you, or would she pay attention to everything else?
Probably other things.
Other things.
Yeah.
Okay. Like me. Okay.
She's kind of social.
All right. So yeah, you can go back to your dog. I'm going to grab your dog. Now, I brought two dogs to this seminar.
Thank you.
Both of them are untrained. Because there's no point in me showing you things on a dog that knows what to do. It doesn't teach you anything. This is Swiffer, and Swiffer is untrained. I mean, she does things, but
What is that?
for what we're doing in the seminar here, she's untrained.
Here's the dog. Good girl. Hi. Hello. She's very good.
Yeah, I know. Oh, she's good. Girl. You're good. Hi. Girl. So all I'm doing is saying don't tune me out. Good. Okay, so I'm not really asking for anything other than that she knows that I'm here. And how am I getting it? By reaching out and touching. Now the reaching out and touching her could have something also to do if I wanted a specific position. Sit. You know that. Okay. Here you go. If she hadn't laid down, I would have just touched her and pushed her down. So that touch is also very much when, like I was touching your arm brought your attention to the arm, which meant this is what we're dealing with, this is what's important, because I'm touching. So there's not, I mean, this is not revolutionary, it's just pretty obvious that if I touch, good girl, she comes back. Okay, so you clear on what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, now, as the things to pay attention to get stronger, the touch has to get stronger, or my actions have to get stronger. So, here's a bag of treats. Good girl. I just touched her with the leash. Good girl. Good girl. Very good. So I'm just asking her to make better decisions. You know, there's something there she would like. I'm not forcing her from getting it. But I'm suggesting that I might be more important than what's over there. Good girl. And there's no real commands yet. We're not doing any calls or anything yet. She's a really cute girl. Your seminar. Yeah, I know. It's hard, isn't it? Now, just because she looks there doesn't mean that she's not paying attention, remember? Attention's not a head position. It's a state of mind. Good girl. So this is where we start to build this idea that I'm important no matter what else is going on. Okay. Your turn.
Okay.
I want you to go out there on a loose leash
Right.
and get her attention
Okay.
without a command.
All right.
You can praise.
Okay.
Praise it.
Well, she didn't really look at me.
Well, she does. Oh, okay.
Okay, I guess I equate that, don't I?
Yeah, you think attention is head position.
I do.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Okay. Good.
All right. You don't even, I don't want you healing, I just want you to hang out.
Okay.
And keep her attention. Good girl.
Good girl. There you go.
Okay, you're walking.
Oh.
I don't want you to make her think she's healing.
Okay, what
Just stand there. Get her attention.
Bracket.
You can reach out and touch someone.
Oh.
Good.
She's been touched.
Oh, I can tell that. She told me that a while ago.
Good girl. I'm trying to, she doesn't know what I want her to do.
I know. I'm not sure. Do you know what you want her to do?
Good. You are.
Okay, so just stop for a second. I'm gonna be a judge. You're gonna keep her attention. Keep her attention.
Oh, hi, what a pretty dog. What a pretty dog you have there.
Praise it.
Good girl.
Look, what a pretty dog. This is such a pretty dog. What an
Good
interesting
girl.
dog.
Come on.
Oh, look. What a pretty dog.
Good girl. Very good. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Guys, it seems to what happens in a ring. You walk into a ring, you tell your go upstairs, the judge comes over and starts having a conversation. Right? It seems to me that the first thing you need to teach her is
No, I'm not supposed to be touching her. Petting her.
no, don't pet.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying you can't pet your dog. I'm saying you can't pet her to reward her for something you want her thinking about.
Okay.
Okay? So we keep it very, very basic. As in, I'm here, this lady's going to come over, and I need you to focus on me. Okay, if you don't have that, then what's the point of putting commands on top of it? Because then, you know, And you're not showing her food, and you're not showing her toys, and you're not doing any of these artificial things that I'm talking about. We'll get to that in a minute, because we do use it, but not quite the way you do. But she's still paying attention, isn't she?
She is. I just told her she was.
Yeah, and you know, there's nothing causing her to pay attention other than the fact that she made a decision that she chose to pay attention. Why did she choose to pay attention? Because if she doesn't, you're going to connect with her. And that can be annoying, so I should keep my eyes on someone that keeps reaching out and pawing at me. Okay, so we will integrate it into the healing, but I don't think the problem is necessarily healing as much as it is you need to pay attention to me. Okay, and I think what's happened is, I don't know whether you used food or toys with her, but that was not transferred out fast enough, and so it became about the food or about the toy,
Right.
and not about paying attention to you. There is what I call artificial attention and real attention. And when you're teaching healing, you start with artificial attention. You do. You start with something to show the dog it is possible to walk with your head up. Or at least to walk at my side with your head not on the ground. How high up is dependent on the dog's structure. But then you have to transfer from artificial attention to what I call real attention. And real attention is, you need to look at me because my body's going to tell you what we're going to do next. And if you don't see what we're going to do next, that could be a problem for you. Okay, so now we have motivation.
Right. Good girl.
Hey, hi there. So now we have motivation for the dog, because the dog says, I don't want to have something happen. And it's to my advantage to pay attention to you because your body is showing me where we're going next, and I need to know where you're going next because I need to stay with you. Okay, and I'll show you how that is presented. But to begin with, this is just about, at any point in any location, you walk into a brand new show site, and the first thing you do is stand there on a loose leash and explain to this dog through touch and praise that you are important. How many people go to a show and walk the dog around so they can see everything? What you are actually doing is teaching the dog that in that environment, they should look at everything. They should look at everything, right? You brought them in, the first thing you do is show them everything. In your mind, you say, well, if I show them everything, they won't need to look at it later. That's a human perspective. From the dog's perspective, oh, we're here to look at things. She brought me in, the first thing she does is show me everything. Let me sniff it, let me see it. So when I walk in the ring, I guess we're here to look at things. But if you walk into a new place and you explain to the dog, yes, there's all this stuff going on, but I'm the one that's important, then when you walk in the ring, you will still be the one that's important. So never go to a show and walk them around. Anytime you go any place and you're expecting performance, explain to them that you are what is important. And that you're the one that needs the focus. And let's face it, guys, the dogs will go out in the same area day after day after day, and they'll still sniff. Do you think they're going to get tired of sniffing? Do you think they're going to get tired of looking? They go to the same window every day and look. So when you go to a new place and you let them see everything, you are essentially saying, that's why we're here. We're here to smell and see everything. Then you go in the ring, the dog says, okay, I know why we're here. We're here to smell and see everything. Haven't checked out this ring yet. You only let me check out there. Okay? Not a good plan.
I don't think I'm the only one here. My biggest problem is, like, she seems to know when it's a show, no matter how much I go to matches, whatever, and she'll check first thing she does, so I take off the leash, is shake to see if it's attached, and then, yeah,
It's nothing.
Margaret.
Margaret, close. I was close. Margaret. Did everybody hear what Margaret said? Okay, what she says is that the dog seems to know whether she's in a ring or whether she's outside of the ring. And that she will do things in the ring that she won't do at a match or do things out of it. Okay? And we know that nobody else has a dog like this. in a ring showing. She'd be too stupid to train. Okay? The reason you are having the problem is that you're not training outside for what you want in here.
Okay.
In other words, in here, it's like a Spanish test. And out there, you're teaching French. So you do all this studying for French, and then you come take a Spanish test. It is completely different. And in your process of teaching her, you probably relied on so much artificial stuff that wasn't going to be in here. And you haven't phased it out completely to where out there is exactly the same as in here. Okay. There is, if you look in your package information, there is a piece of paper that says the gap between training and trialing.
Yeah.
Okay, and what it is you've got two different columns, and you're supposed to check off which of these things happen in a ring and out of the ring. And then your job is to figure out how to make the columns match up. Because if they're not identical, you're going to have a dog that knows when it's in the ring and performs differently. I want them to know they're in the ring. I just want them to perform better, not worse.
Right.
Okay, but that won't happen unless your columns line up. So if you're touching the dog in training, then you have to be touching the dog in the ring.
Right.
And if you can't touch the dog in the ring, then you're not done touching the dog out of the ring.
We don't do that.
But you see what I'm saying? It's
I do. I just don't know how to fix it.
right. You've taught this, and then you've attempted to do that, and what you're missing is the transition.
Right.
That's all. Not a big deal. It's really not.
Okay.
But I will tell you this, the less artificial you use, the easier the transition. If you make the healing so totally artificial that you say to the dog, you must heal with your head up all the time, and the dog is like, you really have a hard time moving like this. If you do things that are completely unnatural in practice, you can get them because you have the constant food or toy motivating them. You know, like Wendy was reaching for the dollar bill.
Right.
But as soon as the dollar bill goes away, the food, the toy go away, the behavior goes away because it was not a natural thing to begin with. So whenever possible, we want to try and work with the dog with what they can do easily and let them move correctly, which will be more in a few minutes. I wouldn't worry too much. She is paying attention to you while she's scratching her back. And one way of testing it is to just lead, see if she notices. Give her the leash and leave. She knows I'm here right now.
Oh, you mean put the leash down?
No, I mean just go to the end of your leash and leave while she's scratching her back and see if she notices.
Oh.
Because she is paying attention to you. She just figures, like she figures, this could take a while. And this is the hound's variation of this could take a while. And that's the pointer's variation of it could take a while. They just treat it differently. Okay. But if you want to know, she knew what I was doing. You just can't get up that fast. All right, we will come back to it when we start working on the healing part, but this is about attention.
Right.
Okay, so I want you to play with this idea. Go different places in the room when we have break time or whatever. Just stand there and see if you can keep her attention on you. Not her head on you, her attention on you.
So, but when she looks at me, I praise her.
You can praise her, sure. But it's not about her head. It's about her state of mind.
So, is she?
I don't know. Give her the leash and leave. Apparently not, right? Did you see?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you hit the end of the lead, you can hit it a little harder, which would be touching her with the leash.
Gotcha.
And then say, oh.
You weren't paying attention.
Well, you don't have to say that. You just say, oh, good girl. Now she's good. She saw that, didn't she?
Yes. In her pointer kind of a way.
Well, either she did or she didn't. I mean. She's not on a command. We're just asking for attention. If you pick up a leash, that dog should be connected to you mentally. She is. See that? See?
Yeah, I totally never thought of that.
That's where you want her. It's mentally connected, but not necessarily doing this,
Right.
which doesn't really give you much of anything.
Well, that's not what I mean by attention. I mean, when we're healing and the judge says left turn, and I turn left and she's decided to go right, she's just looking, she's just.
Okay, so Margaret, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but you brought it up, so let's talk about it.
Okay.
So the question is, when you're healing and you turn left and
Not into her.
and you knock into her, so when do you tell her that you're turning left?
Well, A, she's probably forged and.
Let's go to the question. At what point, if this is your pattern, you're healing this way,
Yeah.
and you know that somewhere around this board, the judge is going to turn and say left
When
turn.
he says left turn, I start to do footwork to indicate I'm turning.
Well, wait a minute. When do you tell her she's going to turn left?
I try to do it by footwork.
When?
When he says left
So
turn.
there's no previous knowledge on her part that you're turning left there.
No.
Okay, do you put a directional on in your car when you're going to turn left?
Yes.
Well, why don't you wait till you just turn?
Okay, I'm not really understanding what I'm doing wrong.
I know. I just want you to understand that there's a gap,
Okay.
okay? I want you to come back up for healing, because we can fix this so fast it'll make your head spin.
Wow.
So I want you to be the first one on healing. We'll make another list.
I'm in for that.
Okay, but all I want you to think about, guys, is if you're going to be making a left turn up here, because the judge says left turn,
Uh-huh.
you better tell the dog the left turn is coming back here. Because there's no way that they can move with you and appear to be doing things simultaneously if they don't know ahead of time. Can't happen. It's like dancing. You're dancing with a partner, okay? It's a feeling. The partner does something, it means we're going to spin you out, we're going to spin you back.
Yeah.
Okay? There has to be knowledge on the part of the dog. Oh, she's going to be turning left, or oh, she's going to be stopping, or oh, she's going to be doing an about turn. And they must know it ahead of time. How ahead? About as much as you put a directional on in your car. To let the car behind you know you're turning. Or that your brake lights can tell when you're stopping. All this information has to come earlier. Which is why now the first person in the ring gets to know the healing pattern. Right? The judge will show you the pattern. Because you have to be able to tell the dog before the judge tells you. And all you guys need to learn is how do I tell the dog? And that's easy. But first you have to understand that you must tell the dog before you get there
Right.
that there's going to be a turn.
Well, I might look in that direction or something.
You might look in that direction.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure what my transition is. I obviously am not doing it soon enough.
Okay, you're not doing it soon enough and I'm not sure you're clear enough on what you're doing.
Probably, well, apparently not.
So we're going to fix, you're clear about the directional in the car.
Yes.
Good, we're going to make you that clear on